So what is it like to sell RunSignup and TicketSignup to people?
So what I would say is that our job isn't necessarily to sell the product. We really try hard to understand the customer and their problems. So our focus as a sales team is we spend a lot of time onboarding and training and ensuring people understand product because the customer is buying the product and they need the product to accomplish things. They need us to help them understand if we can do what they need. But most importantly, we need to understand their problems first and foremost. So what I think our job is to do is to sit down with the customer, listen carefully, and then be very honest about what we can and cannot do, and then make sure that we can do what they need to do. At the end of the conversation, we should be saying, here's all the things we can do, here's the things we can't do. Would you like to move forward with us, yes or no? Not, hey, here's how great everything is that we can do, and ignoring the things that they might really need just for the fact of a sale. So that kind of goes up and down the company, is that we're a product-led company, and we employ that ourselves as a sales team as well, because if we sell someone something and they have a bad experience with us, it's a lot of negative for the customer, for ourselves. It's just not something we want to do. It'll happen from time to time. We can't necessarily maybe meet someone's needs, but we are very upfront about that, and we give them the right to leave at any time, because that's really important. Is like, if we aren't the solution that you need, then let's get you to the place that you need to be.
Now, with RunSignup and TicketSignup being free to use, when you say sell to the customer,
it's a platform. So yeah. we're selling the platform, and the way that we monetize ourselves is through transactions. So it is possible that someone can create a race or create an event on the platform, and it's totally free. And that's okay. I mean, we have free events, and it's not going to hurt us or anything. But obviously the goal is to, identify customers who have transactions that can go through the platform. And so the customers really sometimes are shocked at how easy it is to do business with us, because there isn't a formal contract. You have to work with us for the next 5 years or else. And we don't ask for any money up front. We don't ask for anything from them except for, hey, would you like to do business with us? And you can discontinue at any time. So that's kind of like one of the key differentiators, I think, from our standpoint, is that the customer is fully in control at all times, and that allows us to not have a pushy sales process. Events are going to come and go. They happen throughout the year, and events do go away over time too. And so we need to understand all of that and guide the customer throughout the life cycle of an event.
So what questions do you ask to better understand the customers?
So when we're having a conversation with a customer, sometimes we have some information before we start. So sometimes the info team will get reached out to and say, I'd like to speak with someone about my event, and they may share the link to their event or their Facebook page, or we may get some information sent to us in the notes from the conversation with our info team, or if someone submits that they'd like to speak with someone. And from that, we might do a little bit of research prior to the call, like, this is a PTA, this is the 5th year they've done their 5K, and that way we can come in and we've already looked at their website, and we have a pretty good understanding as to what their event is about. And so we can tailor those questions a little bit more based off of our experience with similar events. If we don't have that information, we're going to say, okay, tell us a little bit about your event, and then quiet, because it's really useful information that comes back then. They're going to tell us the who, what, when, where, probably how much, and why they're putting on that event. And those then lead to a bunch of different paths for us. So they may have very specific issues they're trying to solve for, like, hey, we want to do a team competition. In the past, we weren't able to do that. Do you support teams? So then it becomes very much a feature-driven conversation. So sometimes it's peer-to-peer fundraising. Sometimes it's how do we handle virtual results, for example. So what we're trying to do is piece out that information by kind of really starting with that key question is, tell me about your event, And then from there, we get almost everything we need.